Hi, everyone, and welcome to a special round of the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. Taking his cuts today, Neil Walker from a rainy Bronx. You're in town. The game's already postponed, but you're such a fan favorite that you're willing to do the cage. Thanks for being with us, Neil.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. Thank you. Yeah, it's ugly here in New York, so I think we have a little bit of extra time on our hands before we head out for the day.
Well, I know fans are fired up. Fans, you all know how the Chatting Cage works. This is the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. There's a big red button on the page. You push that, get your webcam fired up, make sure you're wearing a headset, headphones, makes it easier. Then you can get FaceTime with your favorite player. This particular answer, this one is Neil Walker, second baseman for the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm going to go to social media, the Twitter first, which has been it's almost impossible for me to keep up with, Neil. So I'm going to jump to the first one I see, which is Sports Genius. Neil, what has been the biggest change in Pittsburgh to make the team playoff contenders?
You know, I think the culture has changed over these last several years. Obviously, we have some very talented players, and you know, we've worked very hard to get to where we are now. But certainly over the last 2, 3, 4 years, it's gone from kind of a team that you know, we when we go into places, we you know, we're hoping to win 2 or 3 or win a series, and now it's you know, we're expecting to win series, we're expecting to win games, and we're a legitimate contender. And I think it certainly obviously didn't happen overnight, but it was one of those things that it was kind of a cultural change, and a lot of us were a part of that.
This is the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. That's Neil Walker giving his thoughts on the new culture there in Pittsburgh, or the evolution of that culture. He's a hometown guy, so we'll talk much more about that as this Chatting Cage unfolds. And this one is from the Mulinator. Who's the funniest guy in that Pittsburgh clubhouse, Neil?
Oh my! Well, there's a lot of characters certainly. You know, Andrew McCutchen is very funny. He has you know, some dance moves, and he can beatbox and things like that. And you know, Jason Gurley is a funny guy too. And Jared Hughes might be one of the funniest guys we have. Quietly, very funny. If you look at him, you think he's very serious. But you know, there's nobody that's too off the wall. But there's kind of a mixture of 2 or 3 guys that keep it very lighthearted.
It seems like whenever that question is asked to, there's a group of guys, a core, that does do exactly what you said, Neil, which is keep things light, not so much. So does McCutchen actually lay down the beatbox for the clubhouse?
Oh, yeah. Anytime we're traveling or in the clubhouse, and you know, a moment arises where there's music playing, or there's a moment he can kind of beatbox or sing or do something, he usually takes advantage of that. So you know, and then kind of when the media's around, he's as silent as a church mouse. So he keeps it locked up pretty tight, but we get a pretty good vantage point of how talented he is off the field with the stuff that he does.
McCutchen now clearly a 6-tool player, as we understand he uses more skills than just
Yes.
on the field. Neil Walker's in the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. I'm JB. Do the best I can to bring you to some FaceTime with your favorite player. We got a fan ready to go. What's your name? Where you from? What's your question for Neil?
Hey guys, it's Carl from Detroit. I was just wondering, Neil, if you had any favorite road cities that you like to visit every year.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite cities is Denver, and I also like going to Chicago. 2 places that are just obviously very gorgeous cities, but you know, Chicago, we tend to play quite a few day games there, so you actually get to have a normal evening for the most part, whether your family's there or you can go out with some teammates. And Denver, I'm not sure why I like Denver really, but it's just a gorgeous city. I love being there, and playing in that ballpark is fun. And you know, but more than anything, honestly, playing at PNC Park, I know I'm a bit biased, but playing at PNC Park is certainly one of the nicest and best places that you can play in the country. And I think most people would, especially guys that have played there in the division or in the National League, would agree with that.
PNC, one of the most gorgeous parks with an incredible view and like the heartbeat of that city is right there in PNC.
Yeah.
This is Neil Walker answering your questions in the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. I'm JB. Get your webcam fired up. Be part of the conversation. Get some FaceTime with the second baseman for those Pittsburgh Pirates, and a multi-generational baseball guy as well, which is never too bad either. Let's go back to Twitter, and this one is from the Limwall 072. What's your proudest moment on the baseball field, Neil?
Oh my! Well, I think I definitely think last year the wild card game that we won against Cincinnati was something that I'll never forget. And you know, I've had some personal accomplishments over the course of my career that I'm very proud of, but any player will tell you when they're a kid that they want to win a World Series, and to bring winning baseball back to Pittsburgh, or to be a part of it, I should say, and to have so much fun, be on a team that all everybody wants to do is win, was really, really special. And that's something that it's hard to describe, because baseball in my time, baseball in Pittsburgh has been so kind of overshadowed and overlooked by the Penguins and the Steelers, and to kind of have the forefront, especially in August, September, and October, was really, really cool, and something we're looking to keep going.
Certainly that is something that the Pirates want to be a part of as they look forward to going deep in October. Glad you could share that memory from last year, the season, wild card victories. We continue our conversation on social media. You talk about, we know you're a big Pens and Steelers fan, so and it doesn't have to be baseball specific. This one's pretty generic. It's from WLT Johnson, 06. Who were your biggest role models growing up?
Oh, my. Well, I think first and foremost, my dad was somebody that I looked up to, especially growing up in a house of three other siblings. I have two older brothers and an older sister, and I always was kind of dragging along. And I looked up to my brothers as well, but my dad. And all I wanted to do was play baseball. All I wanted to do was play sports and be outside. And I kind of looked up to them. And on the baseball side of things, I loved watching Andy Van Slyke run around Three Rivers Stadium when I was a kid, and watching him hit home runs and line drives and diving, and he was just an electric player. And but at the same time, I was very fortunate to have people in my own home that knew the game of baseball, but also knew how to grow into kind of the person that I've become, I guess.
That is the kind of thing you really love to hear about a successful athlete, is that it's not just the guys on the field, but guys at home help you understand that family lead the way. Something we could all use a dose of, I think, in every facet of our lives. This is the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. That's Neil Walker. Fielding your cuts, I'm JB. We want you to be a part of the conversation. Get some FaceTime with Neil. Fire up the webcam. Put on some headphones. Join us here on the show, just like this fan right here. What's your name, where you're from, what's your question for Neil?
Hi, Neil. My name is Gino. I'm from Hershey, PA. And I was just wondering what it's like to play for your hometown team.
Well, it's very, very special for me. I mean, I kind of feel like every day I go out there, I'm representing the city in a certain way, and I'm very lucky to have friends and family pretty much in the ballpark at 81 home games. I think my dad and my mom come to probably 70 to 81 home games a year. It's pretty cool. It makes me feel like I'm back in high school or something, but. It's just, like I said, it's just special. I kind of have a better understanding of this organization and where it's been and where we've come from, and the history. And it makes me very proud to put on a Pirate uniform every single day. But more than that, it's kind of fun to know the area so well, be at home, sleep in my own bed, and drive to the ballpark and go on that same route that I've driven for so many years before baseball even started.
Thank you to our fan for that question. Neil, as always, thanks for the question, answering so candidly about this. I know fans get fired up about that. I know we do here in the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. We've got one more before I know you got a team meeting to get to. So I'm going to go back to social media, to Twitter. This is from Bolin Bob. It might be a little off the cusp, but if you can, bear with us. If baseball didn't work out, did you ever consider being an actual Texas Ranger?
I don't think I ever considered that. I'm from Western Pennsylvania, so I think I'm about as far removed from a personality and professional standpoint of a Texas Ranger than anybody can be. I don't even own a pair of cowboy boots or anything like that. So I have no idea. I have no idea what I would do if I wouldn't be playing baseball. Obviously, I didn't go to college. I wanted to do something involved with business, but I certainly wouldn't have been a Texas Ranger. I can guarantee you that.
I don't know where Bolin Bob got that idea, but I'm glad he shared it with us. And Neil, I want to thank you for taking time out of your day, rainy day in New York, to be with us. Thanks for being with us. A real pleasure. We look forward to doing it again.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot for having me on.
All right, this is the Edward Jones Chatting Cage. That wraps up another round with Neil Walker. We'll see you next time.